Yo. Welcome to another FPL Banter Show. Game week 20 is over, and now we're looking ahead to game week 21. And it's going to be a long game. Literally, it's over 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So we're going to take a look at, review basically our game week 20 points, where we at in our league table. Join it, guys. The league code is down there. And then we're just going to take a look at the fixture ticker as well, in terms of who are the best teams best assets from which teams having the best fixtures to go for. And then I want you guys to look out for a couple of more videos that are going to come out through the week. We're going to be focusing individually on each positions in terms of strikers, midfielders, defenders, and goalkeepers as well, because now we're going to be in a situation where we have either Haaland and money. It's not going to be Salah. It's not going to be Haaland and Salah. It's not going to be Haaland and Son and like trying to spread whatever little money you have. So we're trying to get into what are the best assets in each individual positions, so that you guys know who you should be going for just before that deadline for game week 21. So let's get into it. All right, as it is, Big Mouth Mikey at the top, starting from the top. He's still going strong. He's maintaining, which is good. I actually took a look at Mikey's history, and it was okay, It was okay, It had some
exactly.
Good whatever.
It's okay. It's just okay. So which means this season he's a lucky little bastard. The lucky little bastard. So any other season I would be up there. But,
I'd be up there.
it's his season. So yeah, we'll just let you be there.
We'll just let you be
so,
there.
Yeah. Just enjoy it while it lasts.
And you know what? Each week I'm just like, and you know what? We're hitting points, bro. We're racking up points. And I'm just like, I know he's gonna like dip, yeah. Like to be honest, I have been gaining points on him, but it's like few, bro. It's like 4, 5,
yeah,
10.
It's not the difference that you want to make.
It's not.
You want to gain like 20 points on him on or something like that.
But I won't lie. I have been gaining on Kingsley. So we got a new entrance to the league, guys. Tiamo here. And FPL LFC, and he's like literally a game week away from me or so. Do you know what I mean? And before that, on top of him is Kingsley. And for me, I'm like, okay, you 2 game weeks away from me. For me, 20 points, 1 game week. 40. Basically, every 20 points you're away. For me, it's a game week. Even if it's 30, you can get away with it. Sometimes you can hit 30 on a person, so you're like a game week away, So I feel like I'm like 2 game weeks away from the guys on top, Tiamo and Kingsley. And it's just about me maintaining, or us maintaining, basically, and then we can get back up there. But you got some good points, at number 5. Not bad. And this also goes to show you had Watkins as your captain, but you still got more than Koba, who played his wild card, and it just goes to show is, yes, as much as your captain is important, it's also the picks that you have, and not just because Koba had, I think, Palmer, but he didn't have Salah. And that's where you gained on him over there. So, yeah, FPL Banter right behind. Doing okay, but yeah.
I wanted Goba here. I wanted him here so that he can answer. Because he took his wild card. He played his wild card, and I didn't. I took a hit. But yet still, I beat him. I beat him. Because I remember when I did my wild card. Remember when I did my wild card, my first wild card earlier on? He was on, but you did your wild card, but you still scored so many points. But yet I still scored round about the same number of points. So you see, it didn't help. Yo. Yeah, where are you now, Koba? Where are you now? I took a hit and I still beat your wild card team. Let's see how you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see how you do, boy.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll see. I must admit though, he has been gaining on me though. He has been gaining. He's right up your ass, like right up your ass.
Yeah, so, no doubt. It was close. Actually, I think it was after this.
It was
the Saturday round of fixtures.
He was on
the
top.
Saturday round of fixtures. He was on top of me. I was like, yo, damn. And then
it was like Salah 18, bro. It was
and then I saw that he didn't have Salah, and I was like, ish, I'm hoping that Salah does something. Then bam, Salah did his thing and he punished him. So you will learn. You will learn.
I was with Tabo actually. I was with Tabo when yesterday. No, on the first after I came back from home. He didn't say anything, but he's still in and around. Naz, I play soccer with him every Tuesday. Well, when I'm playing soccer, when we get back into there as well. So I see you there. Shaney as well. Shaney also plays soccer with him on Tuesday. So he's jumped up in there. So yeah, guys, good to see you. The league is 21 people now. So it's a very nice league. Feels very formal, like the actual Premier League. And guys are very challenging. So it's pretty good. Pretty good, guys. Keep it up.
It's actually 22.
22, is it? Okay, 22. We decided to actually introduce ranks in. So Chabe's got a green arrow, so that's why you see his rank green. And I just got a small red arrow, which is why you see my rank as red on the screen. So yeah. All right. Now, let's get into the real juicy part here. We're looking at the fixture ticker over the next 4 game weeks. I like to look at the next 4 game weeks and not too far ahead. But I think before we start talking, I think we have to mention the Asia Cup and AFCON assets leaving and when they could potentially come back. They could potentially come back game week 24. And I talk about game week 24 because that's around semifinals and semifinals, finals. Then there's, I think it's game week 26 where there is the Carabao Cup final where they're predicting Chelsea and Liverpool to be playing each other. And Chelsea is playing Middlesbrough, the 2 legs before that game week. And then, of course, Liverpool's playing Fulham. So if they play that game week, they'll be blanking in that game week 26. And that then might give them game week 25 double game week. Now, this is all still very much speculation, and we might get announcements, official announcements of it roundabout after game week 21. So in game week 22, remember game week 21 alone is 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks. So game week 22 is very much like in the beginning of February. So yeah, now with that in mind, it's also about looking at how long are you going to be keeping your assets that you're going to be having in, that you're going to be using, that money that you got from selling Son and Salah. Now, of course, we're all going to buy Haaland, right? We all know this, right? Man City, they are on the fixture ticker around the middle of the table, right? They got Newcastle this game week away. So it does seem like a tricky fixture only because this is the Premier League. Anything is possible. Newcastle could honestly bounce back on that Man City game, No official announcement as of recording that Haaland is back, but we all have a plan for Haaland. Either we are taking a hit or we're using our 2 transfers if we've got 2 transfers. But we have to be looking at assets like the guys who have good fixtures. Brighton honestly have good fixtures over this row of 21 to 26. and I'm talking about mentionable teams. Chelsea's fixture run looks like it's going to end round about 22. In my perspective, they had good fixtures. I feel like Fulham's going to be the last one. Liverpool at Anfield, guys, I don't see that happening. Yeah, you'll have Wolves and you'll have Crystal Palace. I think Palmer's the only one we can keep from there. Everybody's mentioning, and maybe you can come in here, chaps. People are mentioning Bruno Fernandes there. And then, of course, they're also mentioning Garnacho as an enabler. There's no mention of Rashford. But do you see yourself going to Manchester United assets, considering their form? And I don't understand that as well. I don't understand. And bear in mind, look at their fixtures. They're like fourth in the fixture ticker. Doc, I don't know if I'm crazy, but to me, those are not good fixtures for Man United.
What?
Yeah, seriously. They're playing Tottenham this weekend. Wolves.
Did you just say they're good fixtures?
I said they are not good fixtures for Man United.
Oh,
that's why I'm saying, am I crazy? Because they're not good fixtures for Man United. Maybe for another team, maybe for another team. But Tottenham at Old Trafford, where you get your ass whooped, no. Wolves, no. Not Man United, Then you're playing West Ham at Old Trafford. We all know how that's going to go down, And then you're playing Aston Villa at Aston Villa. Nah, bro. I'm sorry. I don't see a win anyway there. No, in my opinion, based on you guys, I don't see a win anyway there.
There's no way. There's no way.
If you guys win anyway there, I'm maybe Wolves, maybe.
There's no way those are good fixtures, especially for FPL players from those teams, from Man United, whether it be Bruno or Garnacho. I mean, come on. If you're really going to pick those players, then you really, really must be desperate. And you really, really want to pick a real differential. But even so, that differential, you got to know that, there's like one in almost a million chance of them actually doing anything. Bruno has hardly done much this season. Garnacho is like on and off. So you never know really what's going on. The team is so inconsistent. It's unbelievable. I mean, the last game, Rashford scored. When last did you hear Rashford scoring a goal? Maybe beginning of the season?
And he played up there as 9, which we don't really recognize him.
Exactly. I mean, it's just the whole situation, Man United situation. It's not right. It's not right. I mean, look. I mean, if you wanna pick a United player, by all means, go ahead. All I'm gonna say is, and this is probably facts that I'm telling you, is that you're gonna lose ground if in your mini leagues. All right, so you're just giving yourself, more pain and sorrow. It's seriously going to affect your mental health. It's affecting my mental health just being a United supporter. Imagine having those guys as your FPL assets. My goodness, can't imagine.
I think we have to. Yeah, I get you.
Look, I mean, I would rather pick Darwin Núñez than a United player right now. Rather.
I feel like,
and we all know Darwin Núñez is like a hell of a headache. That guy is one hell of a headache. One game is like,
okay. So like if you had to pick, if you had to pick 1-2 assets from Man United, if you had to, who would you go for? Because there are people thinking about it. I already know what you're gonna say. In fact, I've already mentioned it.
Probably Dalot. And then, it's a tough one, man. And probably Garnacho. Probably, one of those two guys.
I would go Bruno most definitely because of his involvement. and of course playing time.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have
he's not doing it. But the thing is that the possibility is it's there.
Yeah, the possibility is there. But it's like, fuck, he hasn't even had an assist this season. Has he? No, okay, yeah, he probably has. But I mean, like, damn. I can't even find him here. He's not even one of the top players. Let's have a look here at United. Bruno, 67 points. Let's see how many assists. He's got 3 assists. And this guy has played every single game this season. 3 goals, 3 assists. Out of 20 games.
Firstly, I wouldn't go for any, but if I had to, I would go Bruno just because of involvement, and then honestly Garnacho only because of money and form. Otherwise, guys, in all honesty, I think we both advising you to stay away from any other assets, but I don't want to spend too much time on that because they're a big team. I do want to start mentioning people who are just like making it onto the scenes. I think we need to mention Olise from Crystal Palace. As much as they're down there, they're facing Arsenal. They're going to play Sheffield United, Bournemouth away, and then Chelsea following that Gameweek 24. I think he's a differential that we should be considering in our teams. What's your thoughts there, Chaps? And I mentioned him ahead of Eze because I feel like I've had Eze twice this season and he's disappointed me, and I've learned. I'm like, no, you see, no, this season it's not your season, fam. It's not. Yeah, fine, you scored, Gameweek 21, Gameweek 20, but it's not your season, You're either getting injured too much or you're just not performing when you're playing, Whereas Olise was injured, he's back in and he's performing, and that was with and without Eze. Now, Eze is there, he's in the mix. I think the attack is not potent, but it's doing something a lot more than when they were both out or even one of them was in. So I think that's why I'm willing to consider him ahead of Eze.
Yeah, look, for me, from Crystal Palace, Olise is the only one at the moment. He's in good form. Eze, to be honest, he just came back from an injury, so I think he just needs some time to get to his feet. So yeah, I think Olise is the one from Crystal Palace. But the problem with Crystal Palace, I'm just looking at their fixtures, and they're not really that straightforward. The next game is Arsenal away, and then after that it's Sheffield United, fine. Okay, then it's Brighton away, and then Chelsea at home,
Okay, let me come with you.
Crystal Palace is one of those teams that does well at home. But then against teams like Arsenal and Chelsea, I don't think they stand a chance because why? They're going to be, most of the time defending. So it doesn't really give, people like Olise a chance to attack. Whereas if they go against teams like Sheffield United, maybe even Brighton, Brighton, we all know defensively they're not that good. Everton, they're really good defensively. And even Burnley, yes, against Burnley. Yes, you can, use Olise for those type of matches. But other than that, that's basically like 3 games out of the next, 6 that you can use them for. So, and with me, especially if I'm going to choose a player, I want to choose them for sort of like the long run, the next 3 to 4 game weeks,
Yeah, and
looking at that. Yeah, and looking at the next 4 fixtures, the only definite one for sure that he would be a really good pick would be the Sheffield United game, which is the second game which is the game after Arsenal. So
now you see, this is where I think the conversation of form versus fixture comes in, because this guy's in form, and the fixtures are not in his play, but I do think form plays over fixtures because let's go through the fixtures, right? And another differential I want to touch on is Wolves' Pedro Neto. Right now, Olise is there. Crystal Palace playing Arsenal. Arsenal struggling to keep clean sheets. If this guy's not scoring, he's involved. 100%. He's coming down on that wing, which Zinchenko, yes, is injured, but Tomiyasu's also gone, so they're going to be playing Kivio, who struggles in that position, you know. And once a player like Olise catches Gabriel on his own, he can take him on and get that shot. Moving on, Sheffield is Sheffield, he can bang it at home, right? Brighton don't keep clean sheets, right? So he's involved again in a goal. Chelsea is Chelsea, fam, and it's at home. You understand? So straight away you start going like, oh snap, Cat, actually you might have a point there. This guy could be highly involved in those goals that are in those game weeks because of the opponents that he's fit. Yes, Arsenal's got a great defense, whatever, but if they snatch a goal, he's there, fam. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm also mentioning Pedro Neto, because Wang Hee-chan is gone now. You know, Neto's another budget enabler, and he's playing Brighton, who look pretty good actually right now. They actually at the top of the fixture ticker. I mentioned Pedro Neto because guys, and Olise, because guys, these are the guys who are in those type of teams where, in the end of the day, those teams are going to score. Whether it's a 3-1 loss or a 3-2 loss, you know, or a 4-1 loss, you understand? The goals are going to come from somewhere, you know? And our big name players, a lot of the times, and most of the times, and some of the times, they're going to blank. And it's those budget enablers and those guys who are highly involved in those other teams, which are sometimes going to surprise and do like a Woods, bro, and just like score 2 goals and 3 goals when your big guys are busy blanking, you know? So that's why I feel like we should be thinking about those type of players, you know, the ones who are highly involved in their team's attack, or just also highly involved in their team, basically, because they come with a lot of bonus points, which you're going to need, you know, are going to make the difference. What do you think of Pedro Neto?
But the thing is with Neto is that he just came back from injury. So it's just one of those things, you know, and it was a serious injury because he was gone for like almost 3 months. So, you know, they're just going to bring him in slowly, even though he started playing. Let me just see. How many minutes did he have in the last game? Let's have a look.
I'm not even sure, bro. He played the last game.
Yeah, look, I mean, the last game against Everton was his first, and he only played for about like 10 minutes.
Well, I bank he's going to play the next few games, dude, because of Wang Hee-chan.
Yeah, no, definitely he will play. But then the question is, you know, is he going to be that effective as what he was before? You know, that's the thing with coming from a long-term injury. You know, is he going to be the same Neto as he was before? And you can never tell. And you can't really make a decision of 10 minutes. And especially of a game whereby, you know, he came on as a substitute. They're really winning 3-0, you know, so you can't really judge him on that performance. So I think maybe in the next game, he'll probably start it. I don't think he'll finish it, but yeah, he'll probably start. And then let's see if whether or not, you know, he's the same old Neto. I mean, looking at his fixtures now, what is it? Brighton, United, and then Chelsea.
And
yeah, look, for them, it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest. But like you were saying, Wolves is one of those teams that, you know, they can score a goal, even if they lose. You know, they might get beat. I mean, look, the second game was Man United. Oh, Lord. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Wolves does score a goal there. Maybe at Chelsea, it's going to be difficult. Brighton will be difficult. Brentford, yeah. Wolves is just one of those teams, you know, they just unpredictable. You can't say, you know what, they're going to play this team and, you know, they're going to win, you know. But they're doing well this season. They're doing really well. You know, so... But yeah, with Neto, it's really unpredictable in terms of which Neto we're going to get. Is it the one that was, hitting the ground running at the beginning of the season? Or is it just going to take him some time to actually get going? Or never even get going, for that matter, for the rest of the season? So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
But for me, I mean, look, the next 5 fixtures, they look really difficult for these guys. And then maybe after that, once they get to Sheffield United, then it gets a little bit easier. Then they've got Newcastle, but then they got Fulham, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, and then Burnley. But that's like game week 26 and upwards.
Yeah.
That's a bit far from now. But yeah, it's not really
okay. Guys, I think let us know.
For me, one of the other guys, or one of the teams that really interests me is Bournemouth.
Really?
Bournemouth. I don't know, man. I feel like with Bournemouth, I don't know, for whatever reason, they're doing really well this season.
Yeah, but look, they're playing Liverpool at home, and then they play West Ham away, right? And those two right now are the better defense in terms of form. Areola out there keeping the clean sheets, and Liverpool's got a really good. I'm not sure if it's rest defense, but like they really got a very good high press right now. They're able to contain the ball back, and they're sort of doing the same thing Arsenal's doing. And so when you do get the ball, you're honestly trying to score in a rush. Now I don't know if they really got that capability. I mean, they do Tavernier whoops and great balls and stuff. So the next 2 games, in all honesty, of course they best assets.
For me, a player. Yeah, a player like Tavernier, he's the one that is the real person to go for at Bournemouth, besides Solanke. So I mean, from what I've seen, they're always hitting teams on the transition, and they're really good at it. With what's that other Semenyo on the right, and then you got Tavernier, and then you got Solanke up top. They really punish teams that way. So Tavernier could be a budget enabler. The nice thing about Tavernier is that he takes set pieces as well. So that's a nice thing about him. So
I guess, you're right. That's actually
it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I want to go to
something else to think about. So just quickly, just something else to think about. Everton is not doing that bad either. And then for them, the reason why I say that is that because their defense is actually not that bad, eh? It's really not.
They're not. And I think they're coming into that team Goba saw in the beginning of the season. Preseason, should I say.
That he wanted to see, yes. That he wanted to see, yes, in the beginning. So, I mean, they've lost the last couple of games, but, I mean, they're playing Spurs and City, and then
I think after this Aston Villa game, maybe actually even at this Aston Villa game, because Aston Villa doesn't really perform that well at away games. But they got Fulham, and then I think they can keep a clean sheet there. Fulham, yes, they've got Raul Jimenez back, and he's giving them a good focal point now going forward. Actually, they got bad fixtures, but then they got Tottenham and they got Man City away. So, I don't. They have been performing, but I don't think it's a good differential to bring in really based on fixtures and considering the team that they are. I wanted to go.
I mean, if you think about it, I'm just looking here. The teams with the most clean sheets this season. Everton is up there. They've got 6.
Let me tell you something about this clean sheet pandemic. All right, the pandemic about the clean sheet is not really that there are not a lot of clean sheets. The real pandemic is we are not able to freaking predict. We cannot predict who is going to have a clean sheet, bro. Like,
that's what makes it real hard. I think that is why people are, especially with their goalkeepers, tend to go for these cheap goalkeepers.
Cheap goalkeepers, yeah.
Yeah.
And for the defenders, they go with the attacking defenders because they're like, well, if I'm not going to get a clean sheet, I might as well get someone who's going to,
might get me an assist or a goal.
Yeah, give me an assist or something. And that takes me to where I really wanted to go to, actually, the team at the top, Estupiñán's back, and I think he could be a very good differential because I don't think people are mentioning him and they notice him, but I don't think they're going to go to him, because their money might be tied up. Well, there's money. I guess there is money. But it's like, are they really going to go to him? Because they know Brighton 1 doesn't keep clean sheets. But I was very surprised that they kept a clean sheet against West Ham. And they got good fixtures. They got Wolves. I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet. They got Luton away. I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet.
What a boring game that was against Brighton. West Ham and Brighton.
But all those fixtures to me scream Brighton can score goals, and I feel like Estupiñán will be involved in those goals. To me, something in me says, bro, this guy's gonna haul coming back, bro. He's already got 12 points from being back in 2 games, so he's gathering that form already, having been back. First game he scored. So it gave him 6 points. And then second game, he got a clean sheet. Now he's playing Wolves at home, I think he's someone, him, I think we should really start considering Pascal Gross in that midfield. And then in the striking force, I think Pedro, what's the other guy? Who's the other Pedro again? The striker?
Pedro.
João Pedro is a proper option. I think for me, I feel like those are the 3 people in that team, striker, midfield, defense, that we should be considering based on their fixtures. On their fixture run. Who are 3 assets there or assets you're looking at if you were to bring in a Brighton asset?
Yeah. It's probably those ones. Like you said, I mean, these guys don't keep a clean sheet. The nice thing is that Estupiñán is back. And he's pretty... Okay, he's not that cheap. I mean, he's probably going to be 5. I think he's still 4.9, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, he's still 4.9. Yeah, he's still 4.9. I mean, I think Gross is still on penalties, if I'm not... No. What's his name? Pedro's on penalties. And yeah, Gross, for the matter of Justin J, that he's involved in like literally, in almost everything. And he's one of those players that tend to go into the box or in and around the box, So yeah, I think he would be. Those are the 3 from Brighton that I would go for. Those would be the 3. I mean, look, for me, I feel like as if if Brighton players can just stay fit, because there's so many injured players in this team, then I feel like we would see that old Brighton that we saw in the beginning of the season. Before
even
they had all the injuries and so forth. Yeah, so, and then there would be a good pick again, the Mitaros and Estupiñán is back, and now that Welbeck is back, I feel that the reason why they weren't scoring so much earlier on this season, during the middle of the season, was because Welbeck was away. I feel like he makes a hell of a difference in it. Although he doesn't score a lot of goals, but for me, I feel like he makes a hell of a difference at the top there. Even better than Ferguson. I just feel like with him being there, they pose much of his experience.
Knows the runs and I think,
stuff like that. Yeah, the defenders sort of like, they take notice of him, and because of that, it creates more space in and around for other players like Buonanato and Adingras. It created space for them, and for people like Gross as well. So, and also that's why Pedro's been getting quite a few chances as well, ever since Welbeck came back. So, yeah, I feel like as soon as those guys come back, we'll hit the ground, running again. But for now, yeah, Estepinen is probably going to be everybody's cup of tea. They're going to go running back there again, especially after that goal that he hit.
Yeah. Now we'll see.
So,
we'll see. But I wanna cut this one here. We haven't mentioned the obvious, of course, and because we're going to focus on each and every single individual position, as well as the in terms of which are the best assets from there. So we just wanted to touch a lot on differentials here and what the teams to punt for. So look out for those videos, and yeah, guys, leave your comments in the comment section as who you think we missed out when it comes to punts and differentials going into Gameweek 21. We'd really love to know. And yeah, man, we'll see. Look out for those videos, and then we'll see you guys in the next video. Shot.